today. So what is big picture history? Big picture history is a series of lectures being offered on outschool.com, a wonderful new site for homeschoolers. And it's been there. I've been offering it now for about 7 to 8 months. To a lot of wonderful reviews by homeschoolers. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to get a lesson on some crucial topic, and I'm going to show you the range of topics here today, okay? A lesson on a really wide range of topics that will give you, as I call it, the big picture, meaning the facts of that particular story that are the most useful for any learner. A real foundation of learning within essentially one class. So that's the goal of big picture history, is to give you all the material you need to understand, as I like to call it for my students, the corner pieces of the puzzle, right? Any history that we study is always going to have such a complication, such an overwhelming amount of information there for us to learn, that when we want to solve a puzzle, whether it's a 500-piece puzzle or a 1,000-piece puzzle or American history, which is a trillion-piece puzzle, right? How do we solve it? How do we solve the plethora? We need the corner pieces absolutely first, right? That's the method that we want to use in any historical endeavor. So that's what big picture history is designed to do, to give you the corner pieces of the puzzle. It started with American history about 7 months ago, and so I've been offering literally, I think I've done over 100 sessions of that now. And it's really wonderful, and I'm going to keep on doing it to show homeschoolers how you can tackle the plethora of history. Now what I want to show you is the range of big picture history. Any topic that you're interested in, almost any topic that you're interested in, will be covered here on the Big Picture History series. So American history is number 1. After that, number 2 is Chinese history. This is also a very popular option. Chinese history is one that a lot of people are interested in because, of course, we now live in a world where everything seems to be made in China. So a lot of people are really excited about learning about this culture now that plays such an important role in our world, right? Moving from there, European history is the 3rd in the series, and this is very valuable as well. We're seeing a world that's changing now. We're seeing various European countries playing important roles in the world, so that's number 3. Islamic history in one lesson is another very important topic for students of history today, right? We need to understand the role that this culture is playing. That's number 4 in the series. We're just getting started here, folks. Number 5 for Canadian clients out there, and for Americans, Canadian history is a rather interesting parallel to American history. It's a country that did not rebel, that didn't have a revolution like the United States. So it's something, as a neighboring country that's worth learning about. And then, number 6, interestingly, as I was getting started in the Big Picture History series, number 6 I came to think, okay, let's get to those ancient cultures as well, right? And so I started doing ancient Egypt, the most ancient of all, and ancient Mesopotamia and Persia also features in the series. And then the ones that are more what we'd say classical, right? Egypt and Mesopotamia are what we'd call archaic civilizations, meaning they don't have values that we continue to uphold today. But Greece, absolutely. Greece and Rome in particular have cultural values that have been transmitted down to us and make up this Greco-Roman heritage of our world. So that's also in the Big Picture History series. Now we're only up to number 9, and so let's keep going here. Number 10 is Britain. So of all of the European countries out there, I do European history as number 3 in the series, but I think that Britain's a country that deserves special attention. As some of you know, right, Britain voted to leave the European Union recently. So this is a really important fact. And this year, as I keep on telling my European history students in History at Our House, France is going to vote as well. So this Brexit that we've seen recently may very well be followed by, I'm not sure what they're calling it, maybe Frexit, French exit, I don't know. They always seem to have a funny name for it. But Britain is a really interesting case to look at in relation to the rest of Europe, in relation to France as well. Jessica, thank you for the comment. Ancient Egypt, your kid loves ancient Egypt, and that's a lot of fun, as well as big picture history, then you should look for the advanced history of Egypt, and then the History at Our House curriculum that can take you beyond, okay, the one lesson, the two lesson follow-up, the unit study, but rather to a full curriculum solution. Let me tell you about that at the end of today. Thank you for the comment, Jessica. So continuing on, this one was number 10, Britain, and then India was number 11 in the series. And so, of course, this is a country which just seems to be poised to have that much more importance. And we just keep on waiting to see what's going to happen with India. Sadly, something really staggering happened, and a lot of Americans are just not aware of this. But the leader of India basically banned cash in the country this year, causing an economic catastrophe. And it's just so fascinating to see India struggle to try to shape itself and become a truly globally important culture. That's part of Big Picture History series, to get kind of oriented to that phenomenon. Then what's next? Well, Russia. I mean, there's a country which obviously Americans are very, very concerned with. There's the whole issue of, the election and what went on there, and of course Russia is kind of a superpower that's just trying also to figure itself out in the post-communist setting. So that's part of the Big Picture History series. After Russia, I did Africa, and Africa is one of the ones that's going to be there quite regularly as well, because of course people are interested in this. This is a subject that has not been treated, obviously as a crucial learning subject, for American students, but people are more interested in subjects like this now. So I'm definitely happy to provide and learn myself. A lot of subjects out there I also, didn't have expertise in until the Big Picture History series allowed me to then present that material to kids and really learn it well myself. So Africa is a great one for that. I think it was a great experience for me to learn African history in order to teach it. That's number 13 in the series. Yeah, we're still not done. And so then after that, number 14 is Brazil, the country that just hosted the Olympics. And there's another country like India and like Africa as a continent that's really struggling to make its mark. It's really interesting to observe what's going on in that culture, what brought it to where it is today. An absolutely beautiful place. I visited it a number of times myself, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Beautiful people, and it's just a fascinating story as well. That's number 14. We're still going, right? Number 15 was Latin America, and that's one, of course, that will recur as well. And Americans have, a rather difficult relationship with Latin America, right? Because we have this issue of illegal immigration and the wall, so to speak, and that, of course, is something that everybody's wondering about these days. So Latin American history is definitely a topic worth studying in that regard. And then finally, because this is the penultimate one, this is number 15, the final element of the Big Picture series is the lands down under, Australia and New Zealand. So that just finished up. So basically, the Big Picture History series just recently completed as a live sequence of courses, and I'm going to be very happy to continue to bring these back. I think I'll just start bringing them back in order again with an emphasis on each of them in a row. So what does that give you in the end? What does Big Picture History give you in the end? Well, look at this. It gives you the big picture. Big Picture History series is designed to show you, your kids, yourself also, by the way, parents, right? Moms and dads out there. I know you don't know this because I didn't know it. And I know how hard I've worked as a professional to understand this history. So why not? I mean, this is one of the wonderful benefits of Big Picture History series or History at Our House. Learn alongside your kids, right? There's a world out there that you want to know about too. You want to understand those news headlines. So attend the class with your kids. Go ahead. I mean, it's a great benefit for adults as well as kids. So there, I mean, it covers it all, basically. Now, naturally, there are nooks and crannies there. There are little subjects that are of interest to particular people and so on, and specialized subjects that need to be learned as well. So Big Picture History series definitely does not cover it all. There are 16 topics, and that's wonderful, and that really gives you the broad strokes, that gives you the kind of overall picture of the world that we live in. So that's very valuable, of course. But then, of course, the next thing is, well, where do you go from there? right? And so in my next Facebook live sessions, I'm going to be talking about the advanced sequels. I have advanced classes that are sequels to each and every one of these. Multiples of those have been offered already very successfully. So a lot of homeschoolers like to know, what's the next step, right? What do I do once I've done all this? Or my kid is, voraciously consuming all this big picture history material. Where do I go? You go to the advanced sequels, or you go to the new series, which will follow up on this and give you even more. It's called Total History. So before I talk about those, because there's just so much out there, and I'm really excited by the expansion of this History at Our House universe, I want to say kind of how it all fits together and how you can get a hold of this the most convenient way of all, okay? historyoutaourhouse.com/solved. It's right there on the main page as well, historyoutaourhouse.com, okay? But this is a discounted offer all the way until January 31st. So if you're at all tempted by this, honestly, you can save hundreds and literally thousands of dollars if you get in before January 31st. If you're going to be using this curriculum, and I'm very proud to say that it's one that has a lot of persistence among homeschoolers. In other words, once people get into this program, they stick with it. So if you're going to be sticking with a curriculum that really helps you a lot, you're going to save a lot of money if you get into the history, what's called the Total History Solution, before January 31st. That's going to be an amazing option for you guys. So basically, that's what I had to say here concerning Big Picture History Series. And so definitely this is where you want to end up in the end, okay? And I'm just really happy now to take any questions or comments you may have about the series, about all of these topics. Is there one that interests you more? Is there one that you haven't been able to get a hold of? What are your questions about big picture history? I'm very happy to answer. So go ahead and chat me something there. I very much appreciate Michaela saying hi, and I appreciate Jessica saying that my kid loves ancient Egypt. Where are you guys at? What is it that history as a subject is challenging you with? What is it that you'd like to see from me, either in conjunction with Big Picture History or in the follow-up series Total History or History at Our House? What